The road to Toronto resumes at Ridley. This is the OSBA quarterfinal matchup between the Ridley College Tigers and Bill Crothers Colts. This is Aaron Sanders alongside the voice of the OSBA, J.J. Evison. Welcome aboard wherever you may be. This is a huge game, so when there's a huge game, you're going to have a huge crowd on hand. And J.J., let's talk about the guards matchup for both of these teams today as we begin with Caleb Roberts, one of the top players for the Ridley Tigers.
Top player of the league for my money, if we're being honest. Caleb Roberts averaging 28 points per game in his last 3 regular season games. That's 21 against Lincoln Prep, 25 against William Academy, and get this, 36 against Houghton Prep to round out the season. This is a guy who's been second in the conversation of the MVP behind Jacob McGregor, who we'll get to in a minute. But he was snubbed from the All-Canadian games. He's got extra motivation. Just had a word with Coach Vic Razzo of the Tigers here, and he's put the team in front of his own goals the entire season, and the goal has always been OSBA championship.
And what could be an all-or-nothing game, it's going to be a key matchup that we're going to look forward to for Bill Crothers, Jacob McGregor.
Jacob McGregor, big in the season, but against some of the better teams in the OSBA has regressed. Against Royal Crown, 14 points. Against Crestwood, 12. And against Ridley, the last time they played, only 6 points in that game. So Ridley's going to have to contain him from the jump if they want to get out to an early lead and ride this to a semifinal appearance this weekend.
That's right. That's what it's all for. And we'll get you started with the opening tip-off between Bill Crothers and Ridley when we return following the national anthem. This is the OSBA quarterfinals on OSBA TV. Well, J.J. Everson, we look at some of the stats on paper, and we know when it comes to this all-or-nothing game, they pretty much don't matter. But when you look at how Ridley has dominated in the West Division, a lot of people will be wondering, when it comes to Bill Crothers, who ended up 4th in the OSBA West, they may be met with a huge task at hand. I mean, look at Ridley, 84 points per game, and Bill Crothers nearly 65 points a game. So you have to imagine, will this be a high-scoring affair, or if Bill Crothers is able to get McGregor wide out in the open, maybe they will keep Ridley to under 80 points or even 75 points.
If you're going to keep Ridley to under that many points, you need to do a great job defensively of boxing out your assignment and preventing Ridley from getting extra chance opportunities on the offensive glass. They do that exceptionally well. Callum Smith is great with his hands down low. They've got size in their guard position in Collinson and Quinton Ethier. They do not lack size, the Ridley Tigers. The Colts, a bit, the depth of size for them tends to be a challenge against bigger teams, so we'll see. This is a one-game take-all. If it was a 7-game series, my money would be on Ridley, but in a winner-take-all, one game, anything can happen. I'm excited to see how this one plays out with you.
A trip to the semifinals on the line here at Ridley, and the opening tap is controlled by Ridley as we have Caleb Roberts, one of the key players for the Tigers, bringing the ball up the floor, and it's out to Quinton Ethier. And they work it around to the perimeter. It's Griffin Collison, one of the seniors for the Tigers. 3-ball on the way. Caleb Roberts, that bounces off and doesn't go down. Rebound pulled down by Ethier, and that bounces right up and in. So a good start for Ridley as we get underway. The officials, John Beck, Joe Zaruda, and Tony Turnbull.
What I tell you, offensive glass, second chance opportunity, but McGregor with the response. Wow.
And that's how you take care of business. That was Jacob McGregor, 19 points a game, as we're knotted up at 2. Action from the wing, nice screen. Roberts swings it over and gets it back. 10 on the 24. Roberts was looking for Collison, but he was well covered up on the left wing.
So McGregor's given a little bit of space there to Roberts, and Roberts wasn't able to turn the corner on him, forced him into a turnover.
Shot clock winding down, a little bit of miscommunication. They shoot it from the corner, that doesn't go, and the rebound is controlled by Miles Hamilton. Hamilton, a 40% field goal shooter of the season. As he goes far side, he is met by Quinton Ethier. Hand off to McGregor, stops, pops, and drops from downtown. So a red-hot early start for McGregor as it's a 5-2 Colt lead.
All 5 points belong to McGregor. Got to slow him down. Got to get a lead here if you're Ridley in front of your home crowd. The students continuing to fill out the gymnasium.
And on the pull-up is Ostaprak. Demir Ostaprak, who ended up with 2 double-doubles in the regular season, gets his first 2 on the board. McGregor met by Collison. Goes inside of the paint, double pumps it, and misses. And out of the race is Caleb Roberts. Roberts on the bounce pass. Collison looked for a foul, does not get it, still gets the ball, goes for the jump hook, that doesn't bounce down. The rebound pulled down by Moses Amvari. Miles Hamilton met by Ethier. Hamilton spins around, was met by contact, and Ridley has the move. 2-on-1 underneath, Roberts again. And the fast break game may be a problem for Bill Crothers, JJ.
Absolutely. Any one of these 5 Tigers on the floor have the ability to run with their head up in transition and make the right basketball play.
Trying to respond on the 3 was Sikaneta, but he's unable to hit. Roberts, a little in and out dribble. They dish it down to Callum Smith. We get our first whistle of the game, and he's called for too many steps.
What I'm liking so far from the Colts here is Jacob McGregor's aggression early. In their 5 offensive possessions, he's taken 4 of the shots, and they've been good looks.
Nothing contested at all. Trying to split through with Sikaneta, but instead it's Miles Hamilton who takes it himself and draws the foul. He'll shoot 2.
There was a lane. He went right down. The help came over in Callum Smith a little bit late, got him on the arm. There's just nothing you can do about that. You got to be quicker on your rotations defensively if you're Ridley.
Miles Hamilton, a 63% free throw shooter of the year. The Colts 7-7 in regular season play. They won the play-in against Orangeville Prep 103-70 back on February 28th. At the line, 60.7% as a team. Second free throw, up and in. So right now the Colts lead 7-6. We played more than 3 minutes into this quarterfinal matchup. There's a steal by Zicanetta, who deeps it down low to McGregor. So McGregor again, one of the top players we were looking after, and he's putting on quite a spectacle in the first few minutes of this one.
Caleb Roberts usually makes the right basketball play. That time he got caught trying to beat 2 defenders. Got to be better.
Action in the paint, jump hook for Callum Smith is a no-go. Hamilton swings it to McGregor. McGregor getting the green light, kisses it off the glass, but doesn't get it in. Roberts fighting Quentin Ethier. Down low to Smith again. Out of the corner, Collison. Collison steps in at the line, misses. Hamilton with another board.
2 defensive rebounds there from Miles Hamilton. Got to clean up the glass after that first second chance opportunity from Smith. They've been doing a better job, the Colts have, on the defensive side of the ball.
Great movement around on the mid-range. McGregor dumps it off to Zicanetta. Hamilton thought about the 3, but decides to go for extra passes. 3 in the corner as the shot clock goes off, and they call it a 24-second violation.
Great perimeter defense by Ridley, the switching, the tenacity, not letting any Colts players get a good pass off or a corner to turn on. They need to update the video encyclopedia on perimeter defense after that one.
In the meantime, C.J. Roberts checks in for Griffin Collison. Some dialogue from David Forrester, the head coach of the Bill Carruthers Colts. Wasn't pleased with the call, but nonetheless, the ball was still in his hands when the shot clock buzzer went off. Roberts and Roberts. CJ has it now and kicks it back out to Ethier. Long shot, and it goes. Boom goes the dynamite for Quentin Ethier, who averages nearly 15 points a game.
How about C.J. Roberts off the bench with a good play, extra pass to the open shooter, turn off a good look for a great look.
Kept the movement going for Bill Carruthers, and that's where they had that mismatch. Pass outside, and Vari all alone. Can't drill it. Roberts far side, he was covered by Zicanetta. Extra pass, shot goes flat, rebound pulled down by Liam Shaw. Shaw with the fake, putting the moves on Smith, and passes it back to Hamilton. And Vari with the pick, and Hamilton misses the finger roll.
That's a tough shot. Good defense by Ethier to make him take that kind of up and under finger roll.
And they transition underneath. Nice circus shot from C.J. Roberts, but that would not fall. Defying gravity there on that baseline drive. As you see Carter Ethier and Daniel Meisner checking.
I assume you watched the Oscars on Sunday with that wicked reference right there?
That's right.
I'll tell you one thing, C.J. Roberts is a freak athlete. The way he can move, jump. He's probably a track star before he committed to basketball.
Makes me wish I was a part of that. And Jacob McGregor matches his jersey number to make it 12-9 Colts. Colts ahead by 3. Fast-paced scoring, and Caleb Roberts answers the call from downtown. Not only the crowd is going, but so is Caleb Roberts. McGregor whips it out. Shaw on the high screen. And the floater alert is good for McGregor again.
He's just getting everything too easy right now. They got to send more bodies at McGregor earlier in the possessions. He's got 12 points through the first 6 and change here.
Sounds like a double team that may come up. Floater doesn't go. C.J. Roberts flies in and glides in on the 3rd try. Call his name and he shall appear. This is the 4th tie in this game. Winner plays in the semifinals. Crossover dribble, Sicanetta glides in for 2 on that nifty finger roll.
Zane Sicanetta showing off the handles. Outreaching with the left hand, driving right. That's pretty.
Coming up at the 2:30 mark in the 1st quarter. Ridley stuck by 2. Loose ball on the floor, recovered by Zeng Pinnock. And the tie-up results in the possession arrow going to Bill Carruthers' way.
So Zeng Pinnock came over to Bill Carruthers from Brampton City Prep last year. He made waves as a player in the National Junior Circuit. He won 5 championships with the U-Play 15U team last summer. Team record 33-3 over the season. So he's accustomed to winning.
Well, when you have all those accolades, you know you're going to go for the next big thing. And here we are, the OSBA playoffs, or a trip to Toronto on the line. Behind the back dribble, McGregor moves it to Envari, another corner 3, and that's an air ball, and that is picked up by Meisner. Baseball pass, Quinn Ethier locates C.J. Roberts, goes underneath, the reverse, count that and a foul. Meisner making his presence known, just a minute in with under 2 minutes to go.
What a 1-2 punch for Ridley College at the center position. Callum Smith, Daniel Meisner, the 6'7" class of 2025. Patience, poise, good footwork. But what about the find from Roberts, right? Another great basketball play.
Basketball IQ at his finest. And think about it, Daniel Meisner, he was met by the double team underneath the basket where 9 times out of 10 you wouldn't go for those shots. But for a man of his size and his caliber, he's able to dump it on with the reverse.
He's kind of one of those players too, Aaron, that plays at his own pace, doesn't get sped up or slowed down too often. And those players are really tough to guard.
If you're able to control the tempo in the post, well, it's your game now. So far, it is the Tigers' game. They're up 17-16. Fake drive. Cavant up and in. Bieva Cavant, who ended up with 34 assists in the season, gets on the scoreboard tonight.
Yeah, really dynamic performer. Great showings during the grind sessions at Royal Academy a few weekends ago. Multiple players of the games in NPA.
And Quentin Ethier answers the call. He went tough into the paint, and he got that jump hook to go. Back and forth game as we approach the final 118 of the 1st quarter. Good dose of action from both teams right now, but a lot of people have to be amazed at how Bill Carruthers is really applying the pressure here in the 1st quarter.
They're doing a great job getting multiple people involved. Once the ball gets out of McGregor's hands, he's still moving, continuing to move, looking for his next opportunity to be found for an open look. He's not giving up on the play. You can tell that this team is fighting like an underdog. They've got a chip on their shoulder, and they're in it. You know, they're trailing by 1, just over a minute to go in the 1st quarter.
And you said his selflessness has helped what spurred the team into this quarterfinal matchup. Hold the phone. We get a whistle and another travel call. The first on Bill Carruthers.
That's a tough turnover right there with plenty of time on the shot clock. You know, coming out of an inbound on the baseline, you have a set play to run. It just got to be more cautious.
It's always tough when you play it down to the wings, and they almost bounce back off of it. What a move from Jackson Baker, who drives in for 2. Oh, my.
I told you before we went up that you got to watch out for Bieva Cavant's ability to steal the ball, but Jackson Baker, the class of 2027, playing with the IQ of somebody much older.
And another loose ball opportunity, and here comes the Tigers, and it's picked up again by Zeng Pinnock. Zeng Pinnock to dump it off to McGregor for the throwdown.
McGregor's got 14 points in the opening quarter. That's just way too many points. I would say even for a half, if you're Ridley College, you got to put a stop to that ASAP.
We've seen the tip ball being picked up right away. We saw 2 loose ball opportunities, and those are those 50-50 opportunities where you got to cash in on it right away. We'll see who will establish the tempo for the next 23 and 3 seconds left in the first. Tigers up 21-20, 16 on the 24. Pass straight away, Quentin Ethier gets close, goes for the one-legger, that's good. Quentin Ethier with enough balance to get that one to go. The shot clock's dead for the final 10 seconds. Eva Kavan, a little bit of an ISO play, spots up for three, in and out, Heartbreak City. Final seconds, Jackson Baker makes a wish, almost had it to go. But the Ridley College Tigers lead 23-20. We'll march on with the second quarter when we continue. OSBA quarterfinals roll on here at Ridley, and Ridley leads 23-20 over the Colts after the first 10 minutes. JJ, we talked about the key matchups when it comes to the guards, and they're really rising to the occasion. McGregor, 14 points in the first quarter, and you mentioned it, you cannot leave him open or else he will score in bunches. Even though Ridley has the lead, it seems like the Colts have the tempo, even though they're down by one possession.
The Colts are absolutely dictating the play right now. They're getting the Tigers lost a little bit on defense. The gaps aren't being as closed as quickly as head coach Vic Razzle would like them to be. And credit Jacob McGregor. He's making the right basketball play. He's being selfless with the ball, but when it's his time to score, he knows when he's in an advantageous position, and he is not hesitating to get that ball up. Having seen 14 points go down in the first quarter, I worry here in the second if Ridley doesn't have an answer for him, whether or not the Colts can take a lead into the half, and what that will do for their confidence coming back for the third and fourth.
That's the $64,000 question. They're good on offense, but how will they match up with him on defense? Second quarter begins. Ball nearly turned over, but kept alive. Jackson Baker was there. Quentin Ethier, another Flamingo floater, and that goes. He's hit on 2 of those, and the lead is now 5.
17 assists for Ridley, by the way, on all these field goals here early. They're sharing the ball exceptionally well.
Selflessness, that's the name of the game. Deep in the playoff run. McGregor spots up, misses. Callum Smith with another rebound. Ahead of the floor, Jackson Baker. Yes, and it counts. Jackson Baker baking it up to make it a 7-point game for the Tigers.
If you don't get back on defense, the speed of these Tigers will hurt you. Jackson Baker, that's his second in this game where he's gone absolutely downhill, finished at the rack, this one resulting in an and-one opportunity.
Yeah, this is something you also alluded to at the top of the broadcast. Bill Crothers not capitalizing on the fast break, where they're usually one man at the other end of the basket, and there's nothing you could do if it's like a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-1 opportunity. Free throw goes for Baker. Fast start for the Tigers to start the second. Ridley had the first round bye. The Colts played Orangeville in the play-in, and they won by 33. That's why they're here. They work it at the wing. McGregor on the move. He's faced by Collison. And it will stay Colts wait 1 second on the shot clock. So for all intents and purposes, quick catch and shoot.
McGregor's got 14 here. He's got half of what he had in that win over Orangeville. He's put down 28 in that dominant victory. He didn't play much in the fourth quarter. But again, you can see where the scoring is coming from early in this contest.
Definitely from him. 2 seconds on the shot clock. They fling it up, and it will go back to Ridley. Not a lot of coverage there for the Colts as the shot clock expired.
Caleb Roberts right in the grill of Cabant. Didn't really get him, to see a good look at the hoop. Missed everything.
We've seen 4 ties in this game, but Ridley taking the advantage in the last 3 or 4 minutes. Here's the drive from Baker, and he takes contact. McGregor on the foul. Now these sideline out-of-bounds plays are interesting, JJ, because this is where they take advantage in the mid-range. Here's the curl. Intended for Collison. They are able to get it before the 5-second mark. Collison drives on the left side, and it's stripped away by Cabant. Cabant feeds it to Zhang Pinnock, and it's back over to Cabant. 3 ball off the mark. Roberts on the swing to Ethier. Now Collison trying to move it along, and good hands from McGregor.
This is some of the best Colt defense I've seen all season long. I've been following this team, wondering whether or not they'd have, be able to put it together. And right now, all 5 guys on a string covering for the extra man when the double goes. It's really nice to watch.
Half-court defense really coming up roses. And here is Quentin Ethier. That shot goes in and out. Cabant tries to pull it down, and he does. Zhang Pinnock with the ball. He is smothered by Roberts. Here's the move from Cabant. Looked like a block, but they're going to call a foul. So an offensive foul on Cabant as we go the other way. Cabant using all of his momentum to drive right inside, and that's where it got him. Jackson Baker all alone, swooping in, misses it. Putback jam, no good for Smith. But how about Caleb Roberts on the 3rd try?
Give him the rebound and the 2 points. Follow the play. And again, I say it, the Colts have to clean up the defensive glass if they want to extend this lead into the half.
They're going up against a team that averages 43 boards a game. That 3 flat. And a little tangle up off the miss. And we're going to have a timeout called by the Colts. They are down by 10 with 7:25 remaining. Back in the action, the previous foul before the timeout was on Jalen Zhang Pinnock.
Kind of looked like a frustration foul, Aaron. He just, that far away from your basket, trying to reach in for a steal. It's not what you want to do, especially now you're 1 foul away from the bonus with just under 7.5 left to go, stuck 10. Not really a great play from the perspective of the coach or maybe even the teammates.
And look at the Tigers team foul, a goose egg with more than 2 minutes and 30 seconds have gone by. Nice screen from Collison. He gets the ball, flings it over to Quentin. And pass intended for Smith as that goes out of bounds.
Josh Stevens there, number 7 in red, staying with Callum Smith the entire way, not letting him get that catch on the low block easily. And that's what this Colts team is going to have to do for the duration of this contest. Is nothing easy for Ridley. Give it your all. It could be your last game. You got to leave it all on the court.
Moses Mvari checks back in. Maybe he could be the defensive catalyst for the Colts. A total of 25 blocks of the year. Cabant guarded by Roberts. Quick fling, Hamilton. in the paint, outside Envari. 7 to shoot. Zhang Pinnock looks around with 3, fires it with 1, and another flat shot. Ridley putting on the pressure as the shot clock winded down. Roberts to the hole. Doesn't get the foul, but on the putback, Callum Smith.
6 boards now for Callum Smith. His first 2 points of the game rewarded from running the entirety of the floor.
And his 6 rebounds is beyond his average of the season, 5 a game. And it's taken by Smith. Baker on the run, feeds it underneath the Collison for 2. Give and go.
Took him a couple quarters, but he finally gets on the board. Collinson, that is. 3rd assist now for Baker.
And the Tigers with their largest lead here in the quarterfinal matchup. And Envari. Nice fake from McGregor, but it's stripped by Collison. And here comes Caleb Roberts. Hello.
Don't need anything flashy. Just get the ball through the hoop. Extend this lead to 16. That's winning basketball.
And you saw how he used his right hand to control the layup when he was finishing off with his left. And Envari looking to move. He's in the paint. Goes for the finger roll. That counts.
And that play developed from the lack of competitiveness from Callum Smith. He just got stuck behind a screen and gave up on the play. Instead of fighting around it, forcing his assignment to go downhill towards the sideline, and then Envari just gets an open lane to the basket and finishes through contact.
It's rare to see the Colts get an open look on the basket, especially when we're almost 15 minutes into this game. But that's one of the cleaner looks that they've had. Now when you look at the rest of the way, they do have to dish it down low if they want to make a comeback in this game. No need for threes at this point as the free throw was missed. Baker. Collison driving by Envari, and now it's Caleb Roberts who loses control of the ball. 2-on-1 Colts. McGregor loses it, and it's stripped by Baker again. Baker, Roberts. A little tap dancer doesn't go, but it's pulled away and put back in by Jackson Baker. He stayed in the paint the whole way.
Class of 2027, Jackson Baker getting his fingerprints all over this game. One of the youngest kids on the court, but he has the versatility and the athleticism and the wherewithal to know how to impact the game.
And he's applying to this 3-2 zone, and another beauty goes. And we're seeing the Colts, they're going to the free throw line more. They know they got to draw the foul so they could get close to the line, and that's how they're able to chip away at this lead. So they're going to give the foul on Collison, one of the seniors for the Tigers. We have a little delay of game warning. C.J. Roberts back in for Ridley. He replaces Collison.
And I think it's just Collinson and, you know, the competitive nature. Collinson just guarded McGregor there. Obviously, McGregor's at the line for the and one foul, but they're just chatting to each other. It's part of the game, the in-game stuff. Refs want to keep it, you know, above the belt. Give them the warning. No need for the double tech. Like the decision.
That's right. McGregor with the and one. 38-25 to score. Baker looking ahead for Meisner. He wasn't open, but Caleb Roberts is. He misses the tray. Nice box out from Envari. Zane Zicanetta able to get the ball through the double team and feed it up and under. Heartbreak City. And a couple of the Colts coaches shaking their head off of that play.
I mean, Liam Shaw just got to go strong with that one.
Ethier for 3. Punter there.
Catch and shoot, fading to the corner. That is a tough shot. But Ethier's been fading away on all the baskets he's made. Mid-range, beyond the arc. What an absolute baller.
Envari over Roberts. That goes in and out. A couple of good opportunities for the Colts, but none of them has gone down the hatch. Baker. Splish, splash, catch. Back-to-back triples for the Tigers.
Baker, the third Tiger now into double-digit scoring with 10. He's got 4 assists as well. Steal, watch out.
Roberts with the steal. Will he go for it? Goes for the pass underneath. Baker again. 5 straight points for Baker, and a timeout is called by the Colts as they are seeing this lead expand to 21. We're right back. A runaway lead so far for Ridley College. 46-25 is the score with 3:16 to go. JJ, Ridley has the speed. They've been able to capitalize on the fast break and also capitalizing on Bill Crothers' mistakes.
It's all transition right now for Ridley College. They're out and running. They seem to have the motor of the Energizer Bunny. Defensively, still some lapses, but they're forcing the Colts into deep shot clocks and not great looks.
And they're limiting McGregor to its scoring too. That shot doesn't go for Hamilton. Hitting the deck was Ostaprak. On the other end of the floor, and he's going to be called for double dribble.
Couldn't make his mind up between the lob to Baker to take it to himself or the drop off to the trailer. There's a lot of decision making that goes on in that split second, and then he just turns the ball over from a result of lack of decision making, I guess.
It's one of those lessons. If you're near the paint, you might as well put one up. Worst case scenario, either you get blocked or you get contact and go to the line. McGregor met by Roberts. Screen from Grant. And the 3-ball goes down. McGregor matching his jersey number again.
20 points in the game for McGregor. You can't give him that much time and space, especially when the screen's well beyond the arc. You got to fight over that and send him into help coverage.
C.J. Roberts, wise pass. Move it on to the corner, in deep, Ethier. Roberts looking for Ostaprak, but that slips by his hands. And Coach Victor Razzo's seen enough. He's going to get a quick timeout. 2:19 to go. And it looks like the Colts will have the ball, and they'll look for an easy shot when we can turn to. Couple of turnovers from the Ridley Tigers, JJ, and Victor Razzo did not like that one bit, so it looks like they may have to slow things down and make sure everybody is set up on the offensive end.
Coach Razzo is one of the most poised and composed coaches I've ever seen in the OSBA, and his team reflects that. On the last few possessions, a lot of motion and some of it chaotic, so he's just trying to bring them all back to the same page and get good looks on the offensive end. Of course, McGregor finds space and time from C.J. Roberts and drains another 3. This kid is on fire.
A flamethrower, 46-31. Griffin Collison set the check back into the Tiger lineup. Quentin Ethier breaking free to the other end. Jackson Baker on the other end finds him, goes for the corner 3. That's no good. Back up with it. Victor Akinyemi. McGregor gets some space, fires the 3, misses. Loose ball on the floor, recovered by the Colts. That's a foul on Ostaprak. Picks up another personal. He'll stay with Crothers.
Shakir Grant there going up for the second chance opportunity and fighting for the board. That's the kind of fight you need in a game like this.
McGregor tucked right into the corner, goes for another step back. That goes off the glass. And cleaning up the board, Ridley goes underneath, and Paulison gets the and one.
The Colts are getting caught, sending too many bodies then to the offensive glass. There's 4 red jerseys around the defensive player from Ridley, which allows Ridley to do exactly what they're good at, run in transition, make the right basketball play. That's 5 assists now for Jackson Baker in the opening half of this quarterfinal.
That's all because there were 2 men in the wings that noticed once they missed, they started sprinting out. So the Tigers in the bonus for the rest of the half, 70 seconds remaining. Zicanetta falls away, that's short. All last touched by the Colts, so the Tigers will get it back. The OSBA championships begin on Saturday from the Toronto Pan Am Center, and we will have the call for all the semifinals of the championship games too, so be sure you tune in. Back to this game, Caleb Roberts finds Quinton, and he spots up and delivers on the triple again.
You can shut down Caleb Roberts, you can shut down Callum Smith, you can shut down Quinton Ethier each individually, but you can't shut them all down. And Quinton Ethier is just making them pay right now.
Being Ridley's option, ball turned over. Quinton Ethier in the crowd and is able to draw the foul off the double team. 29.8 to go.
Like you said, awareness, right? Understanding his team's in the bonus. It's an easy look at 2 points. To extend this 21-point lead going into the half, got to put your foot on the gas pedal. You cannot take it off until the very final buzzer.
You have to imagine what David Forster, the head coach of the Colts, is going to say as they head back to the locker room at halftime as the first free throw bounces off. You have to imagine, number 1, pressure on the defense, and number 2, cleaner shots on the offensive end. Quinton Ethier at the line in the season, 69.2% at the foul line as he splits the pair. And Bieva Cabant checks back in for the next 29 seconds. Josh Stevens checking out. McGregor, the high scorer for the Colts right now. We have a difference of 5 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. 24 at 10, game clock 15. McGregor passed on a fadeaway, goes to Cabant. Cabant goes ahead, and the shot goes flat. And Ridley will have the final possession with 7.2.
Victor Akinyemi was wide open to Cabant's right, and Cabant didn't even give him the time of day. Victor Akinyemi can shoot the ball. He played well with Crestwood Prep last season. It's going to be shooting practice for him with how open he was.
Down to 2, skying in. Roberts misses it, and the rebound's pulled down to end the first half. It was a fast first quarter, but Ridley set the tone in the second quarter, and they lead 53-31 into the break. We'll take a step aside, and we'll be back with a call for the second half after this. You're watching the OSBA Quarter Flash. to start momentarily. So far, the Tigers lead the Colts 53-31, along with J.J. Everson, Aaron Sanders on hand. And it's been a runaway game for the Tigers since the start of the second quarter. First quarter, a different story. And now you have to look at Bill Crothers, whose season is on the line. What do they have to do in order to bounce back here and make this a close game?
It seems pretty simple, Aaron, but they got to get secondary and tertiary scoring going. Obviously, McGregor's got 23 of the team's 31 points. The rest of the team combined for just 8 points is not enough to get the distraction away from McGregor. So if he gets some of his teammates involved here in the third quarter early and they can cut into this lead, they'll kind of slag off him a little bit. Then he'll be open on those back cuts on the perimeter, the way we've seen him score in the first half. For Ridley, I think the answer is just more of the same. More speed, more transition, more defensive communication. They can't allow the Colts to have offensive rebounds and second chance opportunities, because then they're just letting them back into the game. Having seen Ridley play all season long, I expect them to put their foot on the neck of this Colts team and expand this lead even further to make it a very comfortable fourth quarter for them.
And it goes without saying, the sixth man has played an instrumental part. Home court advantage, that's what you get. And you have to think, too, this may be the last time Griffin Collison and Luka Jankovic may be able to play in front of this home crowd, considering they're seniors. We're underway in the third quarter. Colts trying to bounce back. This is the quarterfinals. The winner will punch their ticket to the semis in Toronto on Saturday. And Vari having trouble giving the ball up. And now it's out to McGregor, who had 9 points in the second quarter, 23 overall. That shot's off the mark. Couldn't Ethier, another nice rebound. Half spin, Collison off the glass, doesn't get the two. And then Vari is able to clean the glass. We'll see if poise and tempo will be the key for the Colts, as that's swatted away by Smith. Roberts on the move, was looking for Collison, but that's taken away. Liam Shaw showing his presence. There he is for the three, and right on cue.
Yeah, he can hit those. You got to get out to him, force him off the line. He's good from the top side, the wing, or the corner. So if you see big 54 in red on the outside, get out to him clean and make sure you're not jumping on the fake.
Ethier feeding it down low to Smith. He gets the whistle. And that was the bread and butter for Ridley near the end of the half, knowing that they were in the bonus. And we saw a couple of flashes of that in the first quarter. So you have to imagine Ridley's going to go down to their bigs almost every time they get down that deep.
Yeah, well, if the Colts aren't going to play disciplined basketball, they're going to start swinging and going for steals because they feel perhaps like it's a desperation play to get more possessions. They're going to get called for the on-the-arm contact. These officials not going to let that go.
Callum Smith teeing up the second free throw. That bounces off. And up the floor comes Miles Hamilton, passing the half-court line. Almost 90 seconds gone by in the third quarter, and Vari with the spin on the right side, cuts in right, flings one up, but he's called for traveling.
Demir Ostaprak staying with him, step for step the whole way, and Vari tried to use his size, didn't really have the weight to get that angle around Ostaprak, so good defensive possession there. It was 11 seconds on the shot clock before they got into that offensive look there for the Colts. That's way too long.
Here comes Roberts, and Collison goes for the fake, drives into the left side, goes wide off, and doesn't get it. Callum Smith trying to put it back, but can't. And two more free throws coming up for the Tigers.
Again, white jerseys swarming the offensive glass. Get a guy, box him out if you're on team red here. Let's not let it happen so easily. Like, it seems to be plain and simple right there for you. It comes down to effort and energy.
The Colts are not known for their rebounds throughout the season, 30 a game. They were limited to 7 in the first 20 minutes of action as the first free throw drops down for Ostaprak. Second one spins everywhere but down the hatch, but an offensive board, which leads to Caleb Roberts hitting it from outside. Second chance opportunities, even at the free throw line, crucial. McGregor Feeds it to Sicanetta. That doesn't go. Ridley with the ball, the speed, and the lead. Ostopak driving in. Finger roll will not count. He's called for traveling.
Yeah, he hit the pickup on the right step, then took two more. That's just one too many steps. By the way, folks, if you're looking for the complete OSBA playoff schedule, check out OSBA, Ontario Scholastic Basketball Association, on Instagram. Everything should be posted there for your understanding. We see you in the comments section. We appreciate you reaching out with your questions.
And we're going to see a lot of that come Saturday and Sunday. So be sure to tune in. Championships. Liam Shaw driving right side. Flings it to Hamilton. Hamilton met by the double. And it will be a foul on the floor with 7:23 left in the third. I've noticed from the Colts, JJ, when it comes to driving, they use all of their muscle. They balance and they lean in, and probably that's one of the reasons they have a couple of offensive fouls in their arsenal here tonight. Nice fake from Shaw. Gets close to the 10. Stopped in his tracks. Hamilton spots up. Doesn't hit. Smith up the floor. Collison, give and go. Smith, high arcer. Hits the air, but doesn't hit rim. Miles Hamilton misses, and a second chance for Bill Crothers, a rarity, and the followays goes down. Jacob McGregor again.
Yeah, he chased the shot down from a distance, did McGregor, then walks into a nice little two.
More def going to be applied for Ridley as Meisner and C.J. Roberts set the check back in. Quentin Ethier's three is a no-go, and the rebound secured by McGregor. McGregor off the Shaw pick, and he knocks it down.
I mean, 3 jerseys there to pick him up, and he just torments them. 25 points now for McGregor.
Textbook basketball. Liam Shaw on the pick, and a nice finish from McGregor.
Correction, make it 28.
Either way, they're over 20. Here's the move and the finish from Miles Hamilton. And a timeout called by the Tigers as they've seen enough. A rarity for them to miss an assignment on the fast break. A quick surge from the Colts so far, JJ, in the last little while. And Ridley College, even though they have the lead, we've seen them slow the game down a little bit, and it allows Bill Crothers to step in and deliver the damage. Obviously, Jacob McGregor is one of the players to step up, but we're seeing more ball movement and great poise from the Colts.
Absolutely. And Liam Shaw coming into his own, and Hamilton getting a few more points. These next 5.5 minutes are going to be important for the Colts. Can they bring it down to a single-digit deficit?
Here's the pull-up from Ethier. That doesn't go. And C.J. Roberts putting a tightrope act on there, but could not keep the ball in bounds. He tried to throw it off the leg of one of the Colts players, but did not work in his favor.
No, he's done that a lot this season when he's in those positions. He's a fighter. He'll get you those opportunities on the side outs when really the play looks dead. Unable to come away with it that time.
Helping out is Amvari. 8 on the 24. Shaw dumps it out underneath to Miles Hamilton. That will fall and count.
Beautiful read on the dump off there by Shaw. as soon as that defender left Hamilton to come up past that semicircle, it was an easy bounce pass right into an upward motion for Hamilton, who gets rewarded going through contact as well.
And instead of passing it deeper and deeper, they kicked it right back up near the line, and that gave them a lot of room. Hamilton on the end one, that goes. Tigers 57, Colts 44. Almost at the halfway mark in the third. The winner will play in the semis in Toronto on Saturday. Nice move, circus shot doesn't go. C.J. Roberts almost put the boom there. But 2 straight misses.
I wouldn't call that a good look. There was a lane, but up and under with some mustard on it. It's not a great shot attempt. And then Roberts could have gone up for the rebound and brought it back down. Instead, he tries to go up, rebound, and put it back all in one motion. Too tough.
A little icing on the cake as Zhang Pinnock unable to hit from three-point lane. C.J. Roberts crossing through, glides it in to Meisner underneath. The boys from C.J. Roberts stopping in his tracks and just going for that nice bounce pass. That's a clean look for 3, and it works out for Hamilton.
Hamilton's up to 10 now. And McGregor gets his first assist of the afternoon.
Hard to believe.
To be fair, I'm tracking stats myself. He could have another that I missed. But I think I'm on top of it, Aaron.
You got it. You got it. Here's the 3 from Collison. Put her there. A Collison collision leads into a 3, and the Tigers are back up by 15. Should be pointed out, too, neither team is over the limit in fouls, 2 fouls each. And Vari on the move, on the dip, misses the finish, and puts it in on the second try.
That's why you follow your shots, kids. Get your own rebound, second chance opportunity.
And the Colts trying to capitalize on those second chances now. Feed pass into C.J. Roberts. Try to send it into Ethier, but that goes awry. McGregor with the move. Gets it back. Doesn't drain the 3. And Vari, the only one in there to go for the rebound, but it did not work for him. There were 3 white shirts right on his case. Caleb Roberts to the hole. High arcer, no good. Tip in good by C.J. Roberts. And he went straight up with it and just tapped it like he was serving it up in volleyball.
Aaron, that's the kind of connection you only get when you share DNA.
Family matters as Miles Hamilton goes in for 2, and they will count. Again, a lot of and one opportunities from the Colts to start the second half.
They're making the Tigers play defense. They're bringing it to them. They're forcing it down into the painted area. And it's asking a lot of this small rotation here from Coach Vic Razzo. They're getting, you can see C.J. Roberts bent over with his hands on his knees, gasping for breath right now. And we just saw that substitution, right? That brings in Baker back. So maybe some fresh legs will help out on that side.
Definitely tired, and you need a fresh set of legs in there. The free throw goes. 12-point game. Ridley led by as much as 22, and that is slowly disintegrating. C.J. Roberts on the fly. Well, that wasn't jelly. That was a jam as he goes for the tomahawk.
A sliver of space is all he needs.
Play of the day material, C.J. Roberts.
Oh, no doubt. You'll see C.J. Roberts on the highlight reel.
And Vari finds a hole. Goes off the glass, doesn't get it. Another try. Hamilton delivering again. Roberts, top of the key. Over to Collison. Corner 3 on the way. Jackson Baker, flat. And the Colts almost threw away a perfect opportunity off of the air ball. McGregor on the bounce pass. Hamilton working against Collison. Spins once, twice. On the third time, gets the foul. 2 more free throws coming up, and Collison can't believe it.
I can believe it. He smacked his arm pretty aggressively. He was going for the steal, obviously, but credit Hamilton for keeping that ball close to him and not extending it out where Collison could have gotten a hand on it. And back to the free throw line for Miles Hamilton. He's been exceptional from there all afternoon.
And the Colts have been to the free throw line more times than the Tigers, and it's because of their ability to not only swing it down low, but take the contact no matter what. And you see over there, the Tigers, they now have 4 team fouls. One more will put them over the limit. Second one off the front, rebound Collison. Roberts and Roberts working. This time it's Caleb. Caleb on the way, he got stripped.
Unbelievable defensive possession from Jalen Sang-Pinnock right there, pounding Caleb Roberts.
3-ball putter there. Another 3-ball, this time Hamilton taking care of business.
What did I say, Aaron? There needs to be another scorer that's going to cause trouble, and Miles Hamilton has come out of the half absolutely on fire. Credit McGregor for recognizing that and giving him the ball in that last possession.
And now it's a single-digit lead for Ridley. Another turnover. Hamilton, right place, right time. He goes on the move again, draws a foul. Nope, it's going to be a tie-up. It's going to go back to Ridley.
A lot of bodies in that area. That's the right call, tie-up. Miles Hamilton obviously going downhill is tough to get back to that free throw line. You just got to shake it off and get ready for the next play, right? It's an 8-point deficit. You've worked your team back into this. Stay positive. That is a very positive thing that happened this quarter. Don't let one play ruin your mentality.
It's been a Colts collision. They have outscored the Ridley Tigers in the third. They are down by 8, under a minute to go. Baker feeds it. Jump hook off the mark for Callum Smith. And look at head coach Forrester saying, slow it down, slow it down. We don't need unnecessary shots. Shaw doesn't get it from the corner. Collison. Back to Smith at the elbow. Smith elbows his way for the jump hook.
Got to reward the big man for running the floor.
10-point game, 15 seconds to go, shot clock dead. McGregor trying to keep the Colts season alive, along with this player, Miles Hamilton, trying to fire it from St. Catharines, misses it, 1 second to go. That will not count as Sang-Pinnock took one dribble too many as the time expires. So 68-58 is the score. We're going to be in for a good fourth quarter, and you'll see it on the other side of this break. Semi-final spot on the line as we welcome you back to the fourth quarter from Ridley College. The Tigers lead 68-58, along with J.J. Evison, Aaron Sanders on the call, and the Colts, they're in a very comfortable situation. They may be down by 10, but they have possession to start. But what an explosive third quarter they put up.
Unbelievable shooting from Miles Hamilton, 17 points in that third quarter, just 5 for McGregor, but that's exactly what they needed to do. They needed to get somebody else involved. It happens to be Hamilton who steps up. Moving into this fourth quarter, you've got to use that positive energy and continue to push here. They've gotten Ridley into some bad offensive possessions and decision-making. Let's see if that continues here down the stretch.
Bill Crothers outscored Ridley 27-15 in the third quarter. Ambari rings it up, but misses. C.J. Roberts The high-flying Roberts with the rebound. Wide open look for three, goes for Collison. And it was all because of that extra pass. Collison picked his spot right on the transition.
Absolutely, that extra pass coming from Baker.
And another whistle. 33 seconds into the fourth quarter.
Collinson picks up his third. So Callum Smith and Griffin Collinson both with 3 fouls. Plenty of time left in the fourth quarter. McGregor just happy to add to the point total for the Colts here at the line.
Still the top scorer for this game in general. Second free throw goes down. A little eager was Callum Smith, but it was on its way down anyway. Ridley College, number 1 in the OSBA West Division against Bill Carruthers, 4th in the East Division.
Quinton Ethier had a relatively quiet third quarter. Look at that extra pass, wasn't necessary. He had the lane.
But it definitely works out in Callum Smith's favor. He was able to create enough space to make it 73-60. Fake handoff, McGregor. Met by Collison. Now Hamilton gets close, fires it from the key, and hits. So the first half we saw McGregor rise up to the occasion, and now it's the Miles Hamilton show for the Colts. Scoop pass underneath, Quinton Ethier. Go to the perimeter, spin move from Callum Smith. Smith met by 2 red shirts, but he's able to put it up and in.
Wow, that is a move beyond his years from Callum Smith. The patience, the footwork, recognizing that he had the quickness to beat Hamilton and get into the paint. Absolutely beautiful basketball.
3 ball doesn't hit for McGregor. Shaw looking to answer back. They whip it to the corner, 3 ball, that is short 2. The air ball collected by Collison. C.J. Roberts on the move. Quinton Ethier with it. Fakes left, goes right, spots up away. That doesn't go. And they call out of bounds. It'll be Colts ball with Zane Zicanetta checking back in. A little more depth in the Colts lineup in the early goings of the fourth.
Well, I mean, you look at Zane Zicanetta. He had 32 points in a win versus Lincoln in the Platinum Circuit this season. He was part of the Nike Futures games in 2024. You can't write off this number 5 in red. Look at this. Just
Zicanetta following through. That's unbelievable. Off of a staggered pick, lost the ball and picked it up again. Hustle. And Quinton Ethier shows that on the other end. No red shirts out in the corner for Bill Carruthers on that end. McGregor on the drive, in from the right, spots up off the glass and misses. Ethier is able to slap it back to Baker. Coach Razzo thought it was a foul. Baker feeds it underneath, and that doesn't go for Smith. McGregor with the ball. Caleb Roberts set the check back in for the Tigers. 7 on the clock. Great defense from Collison. No backcourt violation called, and he throws it away. Collison on the move, and the bucket.
I'm not exactly sure what Jacob McGregor thought was going to happen there. And now so Collinson and McGregor got a warning earlier in the game, and now Tony Turnbull is going to call the tech on him. They must have been chatting back and forth. They said something untoward. And again, this is the level you got to teach these kids that it's, there is a respect about the game that you have to keep, right?
And it's the playoffs too, so that's going to hurt them more than you think.
But getting back to that last play, it was, it wasn't a backcourt violation because it was tipped back into the backcourt for the Colts. There was a couple of seconds left on the shot clock, and McGregor just threw it right at Collinson and let him walk in for an easy lay-in. Not
one of the best decisions, too. saying Pinnock will head to the bench. And the Colts have possession. They are down 79-64. They were able to reduce their deficit to a single digit once upon a time. That was deep in the third. Miles Hamilton looking for the pass, but was smothered by C.J. Roberts. Here he is out on the run, finds Callum Smith for the two-handed jam.
7 assists now in the game for C.J. Roberts. He makes his teammates better. There's no question about that.
Definitely. McGregor a little bit in trouble, but he's able to take the contact.
I thought there was a couple moments of contact on that take there from Caleb Roberts that could have been called if he eventually gets called, his first of the game.
And now the Colts could use the foul trouble from Ridley into their favor. They have 3 fouls compared to the Colts 1. We played 4 minutes in the fourth quarter. Jacob McGregor, 14 points in the first quarter, an additional 9 in the second. Adding on. And we have a timeout called by Bill Crothers. 5:51 remaining in regulation. $15-point lead for the Tigers under the 6-minute mark in the fourth quarter. And we keep on talking about this since both teams came out of the locker room. JJ, how do you respond in the second half? Bill Crothers, they were down by as much as 20, and they're continuing to chip away at this lead. But emotions have to be in check if you want to go to the semifinals.
Especially since every play from here on out matters. Whether you're on offense or defense, everything needs to be given the appropriate attention. And Ridley has shown that they're able to do that and make that change on the offensive side. Will the Colts respond?
Caleb Roberts unable to answer the call off the timeout.
Not too sure that's the offensive look you want out of a timeout.
No. Ridley College collapsing under pressure off of that pass, and it will go back to the Tigers. So a rare mishap in the second half for the Colts.
This late in the game, McGregor's moving downhill. He feels one on his hip. He sees Envari open, but that close, that speed, you got to go up to the rack with it. You can't expect the dish off to work every time, especially if you're the star player of your team. You got to take this game into your hands.
And he has to be aware of the foul trouble that the Tigers have, 3-1. Fake out. Jackson Baker goes for a risky cross-court pass, 5 to shoot. Here's Quentin Ethier on another look for Caleb Roberts. He makes a wish. That is short.
So good defensive possession from the Colts. Shot clock violation. A couple of cross-court passes. That's not something you want to see on offense that frequently. Through the paint as well.
And it's a rarity to see Ridley go for that cross-court pass, too.
Usually they're swing, swing, cut, swing, swing, cut.
Hamilton on the pull-up. Rebound pulled down by Roberts. Again, no box out from Bill Crothers on that trip. Roberts sends it over. Baker gets denied. And the Colts have to charge on here. They got 4:30 to go in regulation. McGregor fades away. That doesn't go. Rebound pulled down by Zicanetta. He doesn't get the fall away.
Got to think that the Colts missed an opportunity for a transition there as McGregor pulled up well before the timeline, and let Ridley get back and set on defense.
A lickety-split crossover dribble from Roberts. 2 passes later, it's out to CJ. CJ in the crowd. Goes underneath for Callum Smith again.
CJ, the playmaker, showing out today. 8 assists with plenty of time left to collect a few more.
Nice spin move from Hamilton. He was looking for Amvari, and another woulda, coulda, shoulda play. You would think he would spin and go for the fall away, but he was trying to go for the home run ball for Moses Amvari.
And Amvari wanted it on a bounce pass, not a chest pass. He did have his defender beat. That's tough to do. Put it on the bounce. He gets a little more room in front of him to get to that ball, as opposed to fighting through the fingertips of his defender.
But still a lucky break for the Colts as they work on a slob. Sideline out of bounds. Here's the move, Amvari, who swings it back to Bieva Cavant. Cavant on the drive and loses control. Now McGregor was behind on the play, right at his hip in case he needed a pass option. Did not capitalize on that. Caleb with the screen from CJ. Callum Smith, he's been working a lot in the post, and that's taken away by Cavant. He is on the run. Misses the 2. McGregor tried to go for the rebound, but it's Cavant who gets it. And Amvari finishes it off with a nice floater off the glass.
This is going to come down now to clock management for the Tigers. They're going to get deep into the shot clock and kind of let the Colts get, any odd man rush, maybe an easy bucket or no fouls, that's for sure, no extra points.
See if they could tire them out. CJ Roberts on the fake and looks for Jackson Baker, who misses from downtown. Amvari wide open as he splits through in the paint. They give it to Sicanetta instead, and now they give it up to Amvari. He's blocked the first time, but puts it in on the second. And the coaching staff of the Colts saying, let's play on, let's not waste any time. Bursting with speed is Caleb Roberts, up and in.
I'll tell you what you can't do. Give Caleb Roberts an open lane to the basket. That's the obvious no-no. That's at the top of the scouting report against the Ridley Tigers.
Could that drive-by layup be the coup de grace? McGregor fouled with 2:10 left. More depth for Ridley College. Griffin Collison checking in. CJ Roberts heads to the bench.
32 and counting for Jacob McGregor. He's had an unbelievable season here for Bill Crothers in this Colts squad. As we tick towards the final minutes, you start to wonder, what they need to surround him with to get a little bit deeper into the playoffs moving forward.
That's right, full court pressure applied, broken up by Ridley. Collison with a risky pass, Baker outside, Caleb Roberts, 3-ball, nothing there. And they'll go back to the Colts. Under 2 to go, Ridley up by 15.
Here comes a substitution for defensive purposes. You got to think with Josh Stevens checking in, right? Leads the Colts in steals over 2.2 per game. And the Colts could use a steal when they eventually get on the defensive possession.
And a quick bucket as Sicanetta unable to get it. Stevens into the backcourt trying to meet Caleb Roberts, loses that battle. Cross-court pass, Jackson Baker. And they're going to play keep away and milk up most of the shot clock as they can. Quentin Ethier, an air ball. Another rebound and 2, Griffin Collison.
McGregor just too casual with it after rebounding it under his own basket. Collinson right there, picked his pocket. Up for 2, no contest.
McGregor for 3, that doesn't go. Hamilton trying to get the rebound, but it's Stevens instead. Now he feeds it to Hamilton. Try to go for the no-looker. Goes to the left side. Has that swatted by Ethier. A fly swatter as Griffin Collison's all alone for the deuce. Griffin Collison in what could be his last home game in a Tigers uniform as the 3 ball goes down to the other end for Bieva Cabot. Ridley under 40 seconds away from a trip to Toronto this weekend. Another look for Quinton Ethier. Bang on. Left him wide open. 92-74 the score. Cabot trying to blitz through the double team, and he picks up the contact.
Ridley, just a deeper squad, you know, led by 23 points from Quinton Ethier, 17 from Griffin Collinson, and you know their leader, their leader Caleb Roberts, only 14 points, but that goes with 4 boards and 4 assists. His younger brother C.J. Roberts, 6 points, 6 boards, 8 helpers, 3 category player. Absolutely brilliant basketball here played on the home court by the Tigers.
And despite a hard third quarter for them where they were outscored 27-15, they had the lead for most of the way. Caleb Roberts says nah-uh. Exactly 9 seconds to go. So the Colts season will come to an end. 7-7 record in the regular season, 4th in the East. But an outpour performance from Jacob McGregor. 3 doesn't go, pulled down by Collison, and the Tigers march on to the semis.
That's right, Aaron. We will see Ridley at the Toronto Pan Am Center on Saturday night. Their opponent yet to be determined. A couple of games to play out the week. We've got William Academy and Hodan tonight, or ongoing currently at William Academy over there in Cobourg. Doubleheader on Thursday at Crestwood. That'll be on OSBA TV on YouTube TV, so be sure to tune into that as we inch towards OSBA Championship weekend. Some great performances left here on the floor. Ridley deserving of the win and that spot in the semifinal.
Definitely, and Saturday, that's going to be a huge one. Saturday and Sunday, we'll see who will punch their ticket into the championship. Remember, Royal Crowns, the defending champion, and we'll see who will meet them to try to take that championship. Again, your final, the Ridley College Tigers, 92. The Bill Crothers Colts, 75. A big thank you to our Sports Canada OSBA broadcast crew, as always, for J.J. Evison and everybody involved. Remember, there are plenty of good sports out there, so you be one too. This be Aaron Sanders saying so long from the Garden City.
Will